You're watching The Edward Fowler Show. Here's your host, Edward Fowler.
Well, I pressed the wrong button, so you couldn't hear me there for a second, but you should be able to hear me now. Here on YouTube, I'm doing this for a couple of weeks, that's why I'm a bit rusty here. But we got a new backdrop, new intro, new logo. We are entering the new era of the show here this evening. We are joined by a returning guest, though, this evening. And again, on my side, I've just pressed the wrong button because I realized I not put my guest in full screen. So if I showed you the screen, my guest will be blurry. We don't want that. This guest is a returning guest who came on the show. I can't remember the last time he came on the show, but I would say probably a year or so ago when you last came on the show. But he is the lead guitarist of the Stone Angels. He's also the founding member of a rock festival, which is happening later this year. We'll get into that as well. But please welcome back to the show, James. We're just talking about. Let me just bring that graphic back up on the screen. Again, this is a Pride Rock started by yourself on behalf of course, your other responsibilities of being the lead guitarist for Stone Angels, and you're performing. You're launching it on the 4th of July in Bush Hall in London. Then on the 31st of July, you're going to be in Chalk, Brighton, and then ending it off in the best city in the world, the 28th of August in the Gorilla here in Manchester, UK. If you could just recap what you just said a few moments ago for my listeners and viewers, because nobody apart from me heard you, and that was totally my mistake. So I do apologise. It was not
that's all right.
at all.
It's good to have a kind of a draft trial run through the answers.
Yeah, most definitely. I do apologise for that. And
no, it's quite all right.
And everything we just discussed beforehand will be cut out, and this will be the beginning of the episode.
Fair enough. So as you've kindly introduced me, my name's James, and I'm the founder of Pride Rock, which is the UK's first rock metal alternative festival to be associated with Pride itself. We originally started back in 2023 in Brighton, and which was a near sellout show, which was headlined at the time by Hot Milk, with main support by INME and these tiny little local band called Stone Angels. The lead guitarist, he's very good looking, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there. Every time I've run this event, this is our 4th year now. I've had more people reaching out asking us to expand to different city locations to kind of snowball the event, which is why this year, as you pointed out, we are hitting the road. So it's very excited to get to play London, Bush Hall, fantastic venue, but also come up to one of the best places in the UK, which is Manchester. And I'm actually very excited also to get to play Gorilla. I've heard a lot of good things about it as a venue. And I'm very excited for the lineup. So for those who aren't familiar, we have the fantastic Cassyette headlining. She's a phenomenal artist, based in Brighton as well, coincidentally. But she's toured the world supporting the likes of Bring Me the Horizon and My Chemical Romance, to name a few. So she's definitely got her pedigree sorted. And with Stone Angels will be joining for each of those dates, but then in each of the city locations, we have different bands joining the bill as well. So London, because it's actually happening on a Saturday rather than the Friday, we were able to very kindly by Bush Hall get to open the doors a bit earlier. So we're actually getting to have up to 5 bands on the bill for the Saturday, which is that's going to be a phenomenal show. It's been kicked off by this crazily cool band called Tokyo Taboo. They're basically proto stripper punk rock. So basically expect a stripper pole and loud music and phenomenal singing as well. So they're kicking it off. Then we have the Electric Enemy, who are also a very cool London-based band as well. They've supported the likes of Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. Then it's Stone Angel. Then it's another great band called Rex, who I don't know if you're familiar with, but they are, electro-charged kind of punk rock, alternative music. They're good friends of ours. We've worked alongside them in the past, Stone Angels, that is, and then And then when we get to Brighton, we have a fantastic band called Cypher. Now they're quite a young band, but they're already making quite good ways for themselves as well. It's tough to describe. I get quite good kind of like almost like heavier Alter Bridge vibes from them as well. So I'm quite excited to see them live. Um, and then, of course, when we get to Manchester, the show that everyone wants to know about, we have the local band Ugly Club. Now, these people have been on my radar for a while. They seem to be, making good headways, and so they reached out pretty much as soon as I had announced that we're playing Manchester. They were one of the first, if not the first, people to reach out, say, "Hey, how do we get involved?" And
That's cool.
long story short, that's how they got involved.
That is cool, and I appreciate you for recapping there, because that was my error of did I not unmute you for some reason? I thought I did. So thank you for the recap there. But yeah, some incredible bands you got involved, and especially the one in the I guess the person you got involved from Brighton as well. Well experienced. So yeah, no, not a brainer by bringing her on board as well, and having those five incredible acts as well performing on the Saturday show will be, I guess, would be very good for the audience who come out, and I guess as well. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, you mentioned this is your fourth year running the event. Is
Mhm.
that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Great.
Say this is the first year that we're taking it outside of Brighton, but we've done it since 2023.
In
Uh,
Brighton,
yeah.
exclusively. What made you, I guess, to start this up? I guess what was the inspiration behind it in the first place?
So my friend Richard, actually, this is going back to 2019, so pre-pandemic days. We were just having a pint, and he basically said to me, "James, you're the only guy who I know who works in the music industry. Would you ever fancy putting on a rock gig for Pride?" And he basically continued to explain that while he loves the Pride weekend in Brighton, it's the biggest social event of the calendar. And he just said, it's a fantastic weekend, but he just never kind of related to the music that was playing. So, your Diana Ross, Britney Spears, Mariah Carey. So very kind of pop music. He basically said, I'd much rather wear a black Rammstein t-shirt and go headbang, and that's how I want to celebrate. And it got me thinking a lot. Why hasn't this been done before? And suddenly the pandemic struck,
Mm.
and so everyone had oodles of time on their hands. So my wife and I actually we kind of use this as a bit of a project. So we kind of looked into it all, and it did seem like it was a very big kind of gap in the market, so to speak. And if you think about it, the queer community has played such a big part in rock as well over the years. So just imagine, a world without the music of Freddie Mercury,
Mm.
Rob Halford, Billy Joe Armstrong, and countless others. It felt like it was, it should be better represented over the Pride weekends. And as I say, when we first launched, uh, without any kind of outreach to these publications, people like Kerrang, Rock Sound magazines, they were just latching onto it straight away, which was
Yeah.
fantastic. Because I didn't really think anyone was going to really take notice of this pokey little event that was coming out from Brighton. But we got, as I say, we managed to get a stellar bands in like Hot Milk and INME involved in the first year, and yeah, from there it's kind of spread like wildfire.
That's good, because it shows you by word of mouth that people want to be involved. And now, since you're taking it on the road to,
Yeah,
outside of Brighton for the first time, I believe, is that right? First time ever.
that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And
So if these shows do well, then hopefully you might decide to take it on the road more often, I guess, in the coming
yeah,
years.
yeah, no, it's definitely, if the demand's there, and depending on how well it goes, we are not only planning to return to London and Manchester next year, but also potentially looking expanding to other cities across the UK. I can't say which ones those will be just yet, but we are already looking into it.
Exciting, exciting. And is your is your wife helping with organising that behind the scenes as well? Is that mostly going to be between you both?
So it's 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 mainly kind of falling on my shoulders.
Okay.
But
Lots
that
of
being said,
responsibility.
yeah, so but her alongside a few close friends who volunteer on the days, they're all part of the team, which really kind of puts things together. But I guess I suffer from not being able to delegate enough of the responsibility and wanting to be too hands-on for it all.
Yeah.
But she definitely does play a big part in, especially helping with merchandise and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's I will use her as well as a few of my friends as soundboards as to kind of any ideas that I'm floating around, or what bands I might look to get involved.
Mm.
So yeah, so while I do maybe 98% of the stuff during the course of the year, there is still outside help involved.
That's good. That's good. Because you got to have a good support system
Oh,
and
definitely.
people to help. Because I mean, you are incredibly busy. Because when you're not, organizing festivals, you're also doing music as well. So it's
Yeah.
like it's hard to balance. And then outside that, you've got a life as well. And I'm sure you want to spend and make memories with your wife, obviously, and other family members as well. So I mean, there's a lot of balancing act, isn't there?
Yes, no, there's a lot of spinning plates, as they say,
Mm.
So.
I mean, I don't think you ever relax, probably, do you?
Well, I think I relax. The most relaxed I feel since I've started this event is the halfway through the night of the actual event itself. Once it's going well, I can kind of unclench and
Fair enough. Fair enough. But when you do get the opportunity to relax,
yeah.
what do you do? What do you occupy yourself with?
Well, if the weather's good, we like to barbecue, go for long walks with the dog. I play football up to 4 times a week. That's a very
Wow.
therapeutic way for me to kind of just manage not only just physical health but mental health as well. So it's just yeah, I guess just because as you rightly say, it is quite a full-on project
Mm.
as well as working alongside my day job as well as the band. Um, it is key to kind of to look after yourself mentally, and sometimes the easiest way for me to do that is by doing physical exercise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of curiosity, what is your position when you are playing football?
I'm like a dog with a ball. I'm pretty much everywhere. It's, so it's normally five-a-side football that I play. So it's generally in those kind of size pitches, you do have to kind of adopt every single
Yeah.
position. But I trouble is the majority of times when I play, everyone else likes to think that they're the striker, and that leaves us our defense exposed. So I normally try and sit back and absorb as much of the counter attacks as I can.
Fair enough, fair enough. No, it's just intrigued, different talking point there, and gives a bit of listen to viewers into your personal outside of music and things to see what you're like as a person as well. And is it just it's just with a hobby with other people, or is it like a
Yeah,
team
no.
based?
So there's a great group that actually I play with several times a week. They were again founded in the pandemic, and they're called Mental Health United, and it's all about basically being able to be. It's not a competitive league or the events. It's all about just getting out and being able to have like a kickabout in the park with your friends. Basically, is what the kind of philosophy is, and so it's quite therapeutic because you can just if anything's getting you down, they encourage you to talk about it and stuff like that. And it's as much as I say about mental health than as it is also the physical side of things,
Mm.
which is great. Which I think is something that definitely needs to be encouraged more and more. Like you know, more and more people are being encouraged to talk about their feelings, which I think is a great thing personally.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you hit two nails on the head there. Mental health and outside in the in the outdoors.
Yeah.
It's both great for mental health and to I guess feel better, I guess in a way, because people do say when you're outside getting that fresh air, it does bring the stress levels down and
Yeah, no,
brings down different emotions as well.
yeah, it's very therapeutic, and
Mm.
as you say, sometimes just getting to feel the sun on your face, because otherwise it's too easy for me to just get locked inside my office here and
Yes.
watch the days pass by.
Yes, and I got to mention it's not just Pride Month, but it's also Mental Health Month as well. So you
Yeah,
brought that
yeah,
into this conversation as well,
yeah,
and I
two
like.
for one.
There we go. We're ticking up the boxes here on the show. I like it. But yeah, back to the festival. I just showed the flyer here of the Manchester festival of its own, Pride Rock. This is coming on the 28th of August. Tickets are on sale, of course. I am sure there's some tickets left to get. And where can people go to get the tickets, by the way? Is it the Pride Rock website?
So again, if you go to the the Instagram or Facebook page, there will be a link tree in the description to take you all to the to all the tickets, or you can just Google Pride Rock Manchester and it should come up via See Tickets. Manchester as well, it is selling the best so far out of all the dates. Manchester seems to really love this idea, which I'm very excited about. They're all selling well, but Manchester is leading the charge.
Well, it's because the people of Manchester know it's the best place to be. That's why. We know how festivals, we know how music works because we are the best in the world at that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, then great. If you're listening to this, then I urge you to come to youtube.com/Edward Fowler because James's office, as you want to call it, is off the limits, off the charts. Because I'm just loving the backdrop. You got a guitar hanging up on one side, and you got like a what's the word I'm looking for? Something you would ride in the ocean.
Yeah, so it's for lack of a better term, it's my man cave as well. But yeah, no, this is where I spend my days normally.
Yeah, I know. I've just noticed that you've got 3 guitars.
I've got more out of shot as well, but it's just this is what the camera can capture.
Yeah, well, I'm liking the fact that we can see the green one.
Oh yeah, so this one.
I'm loving the green one, I have to say. Yeah.
So this one, for fans of Velvet Revolver, this was not Slash's guitar, but the other guitarist, Dave Kushner's signature model that was out for a little while. And as you say, I absolutely love the green finish to it. That's what really kind of attracted me to this guitar. It's yeah, I absolutely love playing this. Well, I love playing them all, but
yeah, no, I agree. It's something about it. It just works perfectly, doesn't it? On the color of it, just looks mint.
yeah.
Like that's what brought my attention. And when I went big screen on you there, I could see the third one. Can't really see that one, but it's just in the camera shot on the right hand side. But the green one is taking the glory. I'm liking it. Why is that? Why is that one not hanged up, and why is the other one hung up instead?
Oh no, it is hung up. I've got 2 layers of hangers, so they are is you can see it's kind of off the floor slightly there. So
So it is like it was just leaning against the wall. I'm thinking if I was right there right now, that would be on the wall, and the other one, higher wall, would be not there.
Yeah, the trouble is I don't have enough wall space to put all the guitars up as well. That's
a shame. Well, you have to invest in that, I guess, in the future.
Yeah. Had to get a bigger house, you know.
But no, I'm loving it. It's a great backdrop, and it brings us into your life a bit more as well in your collections and into your, I guess, your prized possessions, of course, as well. But yeah, it's going to be great. I'm glad that people of Manchester are selling out for you, which they should, and hoping that London and, of course, Brighton themselves will, be a bit more interested in it. Because you've been doing it for 4 years in Brighton, for instance, and I was quite shocked by Manchester leading the way when you've been doing it for years in Brighton now. So
well, actually, I don't want to give London or Brighton a disservice there. This is actually the quickest selling year for tickets for us. Just happens to be that Manchester, out of all of them, is selling quicker than the other. But for example, for Brighton, this is actually selling quicker than any year that we've had it as well. And London is pretty much on par with Brighton, but Manchester seems to really have seized it with both hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you've been here many times, as you mentioned as well. And what's some of your favourite, I guess, memories or things you like to do in Manchester when you come
So
up here?
so the first time I ever came up to Manchester was many years ago because my brother was a university student at Manchester Met,
Yeah,
and I might say the names wrong, but his student house was in an area called Fallowfields, I
yeah,
think it was. So yeah, kind of came up there the first time, and got to go to places like is it 42nd Street, like nightclubs and stuff like that, and yeah, I just really love the city. There's there's a very cool Cloud 23 bar as well that I've been to, just with the glass floor. It's not good if you're not a fan of heights, but but yeah, no, so yeah, it's great. Like our second album actually was recorded in Barnsley, so not too far away from Manchester
yeah,
as
not too
well.
far indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, so the North has always been very kind to us, and we always like it whenever we get to go back.
Mm. And exactly right, because we are very generous back to you as well, as you just mentioned. Yeah, but yeah, Fallowfield, great shout out to Fallowfield as well, and hopefully you get to come up to Media City UK as well, and go towards the Lowry and the Docks up there as well. Some beautiful places there as well. But yeah, you will be coming up to Gorilla, a great venue.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been there before as well with Stone Angels, or just by visiting other bands,
So
perhaps.
I've actually this will be popping my cherry. I've never been to Gorilla itself. The band as well are very excited
Mm.
because again it's a venue that you always kind of hear about,
Yeah.
especially when other bands are coming across the pond and doing a UK tour. It's normally one of the ones that's on the list.
Mm.
So to kind of tread those tread those boards, as it were.
Yeah.
Um, can't
Absolutely,
wait.
indeed. Absolutely. And again, it's going to be a great time, and it's in the summertime as well. So hopefully you get some gorgeous weather,
Yeah,
despite
it's
even though
the
you'd be inside. But either way, hope you good weather when you come up here, because people like to say it's always raining in Manchester. That's not the case. That's not always the case. It has been recently, but I'm sure it'd be like anywhere in the UK than just in
Oh yeah,
Manchester.
it's been torrential in Brighton. So hopefully the sun's just about to come back.
Yes, hopefully so. Just in time for your tour. Well, for the festival tour, I should say, as well. Anything happening with the band though, with Stone Angels? Anything happen with you
Yeah,
guys
so
regarding
we've
touring?
you heard it here first, but we have recently entered the rehearsal studio with the intention of writing new music. So we hopefully, if that all goes well, touch wood, we aim to try and get into the studio by the end of the year. Whether or not that's just for one or two tracks or for a full album, it remains to be seen because we don't want to rush. Trying to record too much music. We want to make sure that we're focusing on quality over quantity. So that while we might not release the most music out of any bands out there, we want to make sure that we're giving you the best stuff that we can give you at the time.
Absolutely. Yes, most definitely, because quantity is better than, well, quality is better than quantity. So kind of went way around there for a second, but when I started saying again, that's not right. Yeah, we want quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say there, because we don't want too much quantity and the content not being as good as your previous work. We don't want that to happen, and we want your fans to be very happy with you. And as well as that, but your existing fan base, but also bringing in new listeners and new people coming out to your shows and whatnot. And a part of this Rock Pride Festival you're putting on, I am sure you're attracting a lot of new fans that way as well.
Yes, no, it's been great. And the yeah, like it's yeah, we in the run up for the events as well because we're doing the Pride Rock is doing a lot of promotion as well. It's naturally giving all the bands involved a bit more of a spotlight. So yeah, it's being beneficial not just for us but everyone involved,
Mm.
which is great.
Absolutely, it is, and it's always good to find new bands who either you want to have involved or them reaching out to you, as you mentioned earlier as well. So that's always a cool moment. But I'm sure
Yeah.
you still got a bucket list of bands you will want to have
Oh yes,
involved.
no. It's I have dream headliners about 3 pages long. It's always difficult to see what's feasible because there's so many moving parts just putting on one show, let
Yeah.
alone a string of shows. It's got the stars have to align, as they say. And over the years, there's been a few close calls to some acts that haven't materialized, but then hopefully, next year I'll be able to reel one of them in.
And has that happened in this past year where you've had an act which couldn't make it but are now in this year's lineup or
Yeah, so there was not so much for this year itself,
yeah.
but there's already one that was hopefully going to be involved for this year that's going to be for next year.
Oh right,
Uh,
okay.
so
Exciting.
I can't say any more.
We love the teaser. We love it. Thank you for providing us a teaser. You have to come back on the show next year and take was that answer.
Anytime.
If you just had to come back on the show after the terrible 30 minutes where nobody could hear you. if you can recover that, then I'm happy to have you back on the show. But I can understand if you decide not to come back on the show again after that terrible
No,
30 minutes of my life because of me.
it's okay. I love the sound of my own voice, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, well, the only thing is, nobody else could hear it apart from me, so I do apologise for that. Of course, if Wes says otherwise, then I can understand that as well. Of course, Wes is the one who made this happen this evening, by the way, in case people are thinking, who on earth is Wes? Only if you're in the know, you're in the know. That's all I will say about that. But yeah, can't wait to hear that answer at some point in the near future. But yeah, I mean, there has been some great bands out there, and if you tune into this show, by the way, James, you will see plenty of
Mm.
bands and singers come on this show as well, where people who are quite unknown. So if you want to check out some of those and see maybe they be ones to look at, then please
Yeah,
do tune in.
I'm always excited to discover the next big thing.
Exactly, yeah, and we have lots of great artists on this show all the time, James. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, but I will be now.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, I can't remember. When do you remember the last time you came on the show? Out of
It
interest.
it was probably just over a year ago, I'd
Year ago.
say.
Okay. So
Uh,
over that, since you last came on the show, of course, we've had Alien Ant Farm on there. We've
oh, awesome.
had Wheatus on here
Yeah,
as well. So legendary bands. Maybe they could
yeah.
be a
Oh,
part of your bucket list.
I mean, I'd happily have Teenage Dirtbag blaring out at one of our shows. Well, same as Smooth Criminal.
Yeah,
These are both bands that I kind of grew up on.
yeah,
I actually have the Wheatus debut album, Teenage Dirtbag, on CD.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, definitely. Next time they're on your show, just tell them about my festival.
I will, most definitely. But yeah, it was a very, it was a very good treat, I have to say, because he actually performed it live on the show. And I thought, oh no, there goes my YouTube channel. But we got it
Yeah,
all worked out. The copyright got removed, so I'm very happy because he did it. We didn't play the song. He did it in his own version. It sounds like the original. So, but yeah, it was a classic episode. You have to go and watch that. It
and
was unbelievable.
I will
But
do it.
yeah,
Hopefully, it wasn't on mute.
no, it wasn't on mute. No, no, it was all good. It's just because I've took a break from the show for about a week or so, and that's why I'm a bit rusty today. So I do sincerely apologise for that.
That's
But
okay.
I do want to know though, is there any other cities? Because you mentioned earlier about going to other cities, taking the Pride Rock Festival on the road to other cities. You're working with some other cities, if of course if everything goes well. And from the sounds of it, Manchester's doing quite well, so that
Mhm.
must give you good indication to take it on the road to more cities maybe next year.
Yeah, and yeah.
Is there
Uh,
any places which you've maybe not had the privilege of performing at, or maybe you have and want to bring this to that city in the future?
so we were hoping to have Newcastle as well, but because of the World Cup, it kind of screwed the dates of the Pride celebrations a bit for what we
Right.
were originally planning to. So the World Cup's basically effectively shifted things back by 2 weeks. We thought we had the venue lined up for the dates that we thought would be the Pride weekend,
Yeah.
but then when we double checked, it had moved, and the new dates were already taken up by the venue at the venue. So unfortunately, that's why we only had to do three. Only got to do three this year, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Newcastle will be at least involved next year. I don't know anything beyond that. I have had I have had people ask me to do like a winter Pride Rocks as well, so
Interesting.
might look into the feasibility of that. The trouble is being self-employed, it all costs a lot of money.
Yeah. No, it's understandable, and I'm sure it's a lot to organize, just to get the logistics, get contacting the potential venues you want to use and see how much they cost, and then if it's more than what you were hoping for, to try another venue in the same, I guess, city, I guess, because you really want to perform in these cities, and so there's a lot of work which goes into these festivals. So I give you all the credit in deciding to take it on yourself and putting this all together.
Oh, thank you. So it's definitely a labor of love, but it's hopefully going to be bearing fruit very soon.
Mm. Absolutely, because because not only you got logistics of organising the events, you've got to then reach out to people to be involved and get all that sorted. So there's lots of things go into it, which people don't realise or even see. What's going in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, no, it's definitely like dealing with the band's booking agents, for example. That was a bit of a baptism of fire for me because I'd never really done anything like that so much in the past. But yeah, so it's all been a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
Every year once I kind of got out of the way, I'm like, what have I learned? And then I prepare for that for next year, and then something else that I didn't encounter the first year is going to rear its head
Mm.
the following year, and it's just a case of just being able to kind of pivot and move as and when things may unfold.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a challenge, but it is fun. It is fun and rewarding.
I guess as well when you reached out to those, music agencies for the first year you put this on, did you get any interesting responses from these music agencies? Because obviously, maybe you're reaching out might be different from what they're used to as well, because they're
Yeah. So
maybe even be refreshing as well, because it's a very different way of reaching out, perhaps from other people they deal with. Perhaps I don't know.
yeah, you'd have to speak to the booking agents about how different it was, uh, but the general, like, especially from the year one, like I was very worried about how, uh, you know, uh, if people are going to respond positively to this. Um, you know, imposter syndrome was very much a big part of it. Still
Mm.
feels like it rears its head every now and again. Um, but the agents that did respond in the first year, they all kind of, because I always reached out with a bit of a blurb about what Pride Rock was
Yeah.
and is and what we're trying to do. And the most consistent kind of response I had is, "Oh, this is wonderful to hear. We're so glad that finally Pride is embracing like different genres of music."
Mm.
So that was quite reassuring. It was that was very nice. Like, so that always helped the conversations
That's good.
go forward.
That is good.
Uh,
Yeah, I just wonder because I thought because you're doing it something different and fresh and because you didn't have much experience behind doing something like this before, it'd be interesting to see how they perceived your reaching out. So I'm glad
yeah,
to
I
hear that it was very very well received, which is great,
yeah,
obviously.
and yeah, it was it was all very well received. And as I say, the first year when we ran it with Hot Milk, uh, you know, Kerrang and Rock Sound magazine just picked up on the event straight away
Mm.
because again, we were the first in the UK to kind of offer, rock, metal, punk, alternative music to be associated with Pride itself.
Mm.
Um, and it's so yeah, it it naturally piqued a lot of people's interest, and each year as the reputation grows, more and more people are learning about us.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I liked how you mentioned Kerrang as well because I mean, unfortunately, that's no longer around now, is it, Kerrang? I mean, maybe the online presence is, but I know the TV channels are kind of closed down
Yeah,
now.
R.I.P. Kerrang! I used to watch the music channel religiously for a long
Yeah,
time. I used to have as well back in my teenage days, stacks upon stacks of old Kerrang magazines that I've been collecting.
That's cool. That is cool. But I mean, I feel like as we now enter this kind of internet world, magazines are no longer around, which I do miss as well. Getting a magazine and because you
Yeah,
get to see some great exclusives and other fun things in magazines, and I feel like they just miss nowadays. I mean, I'm not the only
yeah, no,
person out there who is a Generation Z who misses magazines, but I do.
yeah, no, it's a shame that because I used to read them magazines on a weekly or bi-weekly
Mm.
basis. It's now, I think it's reserved for whenever I find myself in duty free, about to get onto a plane. I'll quickly run to WH Smith's and buy a classic rock magazine or something like that.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that there are some magazines still available somewhere because I
Yeah,
just feel like they don't really. Well, most things I'm into, they don't really do magazines anymore, like fresh ones. So it's always a great to that there are still magazines around, which is good because I do think they are missed, and hopefully they'll come back in the fashion like CDs and vinyl as well.
yeah, yeah. No, it's great to see because I've always been an avid collector of vinyl and CDs. That vinyl for the last decade or so has slowly becoming more and more popular.
Yes.
But CDs now have also come back into for the newer generation via TikTok, I believe, because people, I just like having physical. There's it's I've always enjoyed when you actually get to hold the album, look at the artwork, really analyze it, read the liner notes.
Mm.
I know not everyone cares about that stuff, but I personally have always enjoyed it. It's like a mini story for me.
Well, I mean, there's many people out there. I know. I forget when the Kindle came out, and so this was a new way to read books. And I was thinking, and they were saying, I remember them, they were saying that you won't need the physicals anymore. Nobody will want physical copies of books. And I was thinking, I think they will. And I was not proved wrong because here we are. There are still physical books around. There is still physical, CDs and tapes and such as well, which people does love and want to bring and collect and bring them to life still. So I don't think we'll ever get to a stage where we'll never have a physical item again. I think those will still be around for many more decades to come at least.
But fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. Out of curiosity as well, I was going to ask you something else now, and it's just cut out of my mind. Can you believe that? But it will come back to me, I'm sure. It was something to do with the fact. Oh yeah, I remember. With these, uh, Pride Rock festivals you're doing, or this is the fourth one you mentioned earlier on in the show. Will you be filming these at some point, maybe in the future, to then release on DVD or something, or on a streaming platform for people to relive again?
I mean, I would love for the events to keep growing to that stage where we're able to do it. Like as I say, it's all self-funded out of my
Yes.
kind of own pocket. So to get a camera crew in and the lighting and the microphone rigs, etc., etc., that might just be a bit beyond my means at the moment. What I am hoping to try and do for some of the events going forward, though, um, is to have someone like a photographer that's able to also do kind of some real style contents for social media to help us promote the event, because that'll probably be the most pragmatic way for us to kind of record footage is in that kind of context. But I would absolutely love it to the point where, Pride Rock is a big enough event that we are able to then offer, like a live performance
Yeah.
DVD. But we have to walk before we can run.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to ask you that question because I thought because it's because I feel be interesting to hear what your thoughts were on that because not even on DVD but on a streaming platform or
Yeah,
something or even on your Stone Angels website, a page where it be on demand where you get to see all these
yeah,
fantastic performances throughout your career and such like that as well.
yeah. No, it's always great to have the footage, just even for posthumous sake.
Yeah.
Because yeah, no, I always love. was it watching us footage of us back as well? It always brings back memories.
But
Uh,
but maybe not those memories, but thinking, I can't believe we were like that, or I can't believe how not good we were back then, and see how we've evolved into what we are today. And
yeah,
but you
yeah,
might
no, it can
become
be.
more critical.
Oh, definitely. I am critical of myself, especially this is like when we go into the recording studio to just it is a hard thing sometimes when you go into the studio to hear yourself back and go, is that really what I sound like on the
Yeah.
guitar? Um, but yeah, no, it definitely there's always something to learn back from the footages. Even if we played a really good show, there's things that each member of the band will be picking up on that they'll be like, oh, I might could have improved upon that there. I shouldn't have punched Niall, the singer there.
Well, I'm sure Niall is fine with that. Uh, Unless he's got your back. Has he ever got your back for it?
Well, thankfully we've never thrown fists or anything like that.
Not yet, anyway, and hopefully you won't in your careers. Hopefully not either. But yeah, um, before we will end this conversation, as you probably know on the show, and I like to give the final thought to my guests who say whatever they want to say on the show, which they think is very important to go off their chest, which I might not have brought up into this conversation, which I think is very important to mention. So before you do that, I just want to remind the listeners and viewers of the episode today that on August the not August yeah August 28th you'll be in Manchester at the Gorilla for the Pride Walk for the first time in Manchester. You're bringing it to the best city in the world, and Manchester is showing you why it's the best city in the world, because they are showing out for you. And as well, the other dates, we will mention those as well on the screen. Hopefully they'll stay the same size. It does indeed. 4th of July, you'll be at the Bush Hall in London, where it all gets kicked off. Then you'll be in the Clark in Brighton, or Chalk in Brighton,
Cool.
let's say, on the 31st of July. This is going to be a fantastic time there. And then on the 28th of August, we just mentioned it there, you'll be in Gorilla in Manchester as well. And more acts. According to this latest flyer, well, not latest flyer, this flyer is a bit old because I did get this as a TBA for more acts. All the acts may have already been announced now, but you can
Yes,
keep up to check on who is going to be performing at each of these dates at the Pride Walk social media and website.
that's correct. So yes, yes, as you pointed out, the if you go onto our social pages, Pride Rock Festival on Instagram, you'll see all the bands that we have lined up for each of the locations have all been announced, and yeah, they're all. I'm bursting with the scenes of excitement for these shows to kick off, as well as all the bands. We've made sure that we've kind of gotten the best of the best of the best that we could afford, and yes, it's I'm just so grateful that the event is not only has it been embraced by Brighton, but it's been embraced now by London and Manchester. And you know, in a world that feels like you turn onto the news, which is more and more doom and gloom, it's great to see that music itself is still like such a positive force, as well as then helping support friends, families, and everything like that, especially those within the LGBT. So yeah, yeah. My kind of final thought is is gratitude. It's the just how nicely, especially Manchester. Not to say that Brighton and London aren't dragging their heels, but how lovely Manchester has embraced this event.
Yes, absolutely indeed, and unfortunately you did break up there for a couple of seconds, but we got the gist of your message. Let's put it that way.
As
I
long as
will
it was
say
on.
as well. I will say as well that there will be a couple of clips from our conversation on social media, so I will tag them on both Facebook and Instagram as well. So do keep a lookout for those in the coming days as well. Um, I was going to say as well about the sports. I mean, you mentioned football earlier. Do you think it's coming home?
I am cautiously optimistic,
Well,
but
I
yes,
mean,
it's coming home.
well, I mean, we did just bypass New Zealand in a friendly the other night, 1-0. So I wasn't very, what's the word?
Really?
pleased or like thinking I'm like that we're confident. I mean, if we just get it past New Zealand against 1-0, where on paper we should be beating them at least 5, I think anyway. I'm not as enthusiastic about what is the going to be in the World Cup.
I the biggest hindrance that England are going to face in the World Cup is probably going to be the heat. Like I think it's
Yes.
because it's going to be so hot in Canada, America, and Mexico that this is where arguably it can favor a Latin American team like Argentina or Brazil, who are used to playing in such climates.
Mm. No, I agree. I agree. And Roy Keane said on after that game, I think, or even before the game, that his pick is Argentina. So we shall see.
Yeah, no, you never write off Messi.
No, no. I mean, this could be his last World Cup with Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think Portugal are going to get that far. Ronaldo can hang up his boots.
Okay, well, we will hold you to that thought that Portugal are not going to get that far. So where do you think Portugal will end up?
I think they're going to get out of the group stages, but they're going to get eliminated in the first round of is it 16?
Okay.
Like I think they're because they're good enough to get out of the groups, but I can't see them getting beyond that.
Okay.
But
Okay. We will clip that together. We'll clip together and we will post that, and then we'll see what the reaction is around
yeah.
when if they can get past the group stage and if they survive the first knockout round. And we're like, was James Innes correct about this? Yes or no?
I would like to point out I am not a professional athlete in any way, shape, or form.
Or a professional expert or analyst, I
Yeah,
guess, as well, maybe.
yeah,
But
no,
who
I
knows?
think that'd be fair enough.
I don't know. You've been keeping eyes on over the pond in New York City over the past week or so.
No, what have I missed?
They are going absolutely mental. So the basketball team, the Knicks over there in New
Oh
York,
yeah,
have got into the final for the first time in 27 years. So when they beat, I think it was Cleveland, and when they beat Cleveland, the whole city then came out onto the streets. It was unbelievable. Then they won game 1 against the San Antonio Spurs
yeah,
over the weekend, and again the same scenes again. They came spilling onto the streets. Then they did game 2, where again the Knicks narrowly beat the Spurs, 104 to 103. I think it was the final score. And again, they all came out on the streets of New York. It was like the whole city came out onto the streets to celebrate. It was like they won the NBA Finals already. Game 3 is tonight at home. It's a home game at the MSG Arena, where, of course, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is meant to go. That'll be interesting if he actually does turn up, because I think he'll probably get booed. I could be wrong, but we'll see about that.
Well, I shared the same opinion as you that he will be heavily booed. As much as he said, "Oh, they love me in New York."
Yeah,
But
yeah, I think you get booed. I could be wrong, though, because he did do a rally, I think, either before or after the election, and they were cheering him. So we'll see if that's going to be the same reaction tonight.
it's been a long time since that election,
Yes,
so
yes, indeed. But yeah, so it's a home game, and if they win that, then I'm sure the whole place will go off the charts. And I remember there've been some clips on social media, and they keep saying that if they win the NBA Finals, New York City will be like Gotham City, basically. And you should see these like thousands of police officers after the MSG game
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. There were thousands of them, and many fans were shocked, thinking, "Why are there so many police officers outside or going towards MSG?" It's just bonkers. But yeah, it's like a whole different world at the moment in New York City.
Well, it's kind of like Paris after the Champions League final.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty much. So my money is on the Knicks tonight to get Game 3. So we'll see what happens. It's live on Amazon Prime. That's not any sponsor. I'm not sponsored to say that by Amazon Prime, but if people are interested and want to watch the game, it is on Amazon Prime. If you do have a Prime membership, it is free to watch at 1 in the morning. So if you're up around then, give it a watch. You might come a Knicks fan or you might come a Spurs fan, depending who wins. Obviously, go Knicks. But it has been a great honour having you back on the show again, James, and I'm
Oh, it's been my
hoping
pleasure.
it won't take us too long to get you back on the show again soon. will that be your third appearance on the show?
So next time would be my third appearance, yes.
Got ya. I thought so. I just want to double check because
Yeah, of course.
I can't remember. It's, I mean, I have so many people on the show, and it's like I can't remember. So I do. It's not. Again, I am not deliberately forgetting people or the amount of time they come on the show. It is that some people I just can't remember when they last came on the show. I should have looked it up before you came on here, but I just thought it just came to me when I came on the show. But yeah, I remember you on here before, but I can't remember how long ago it was. But no, it's been a true honour having you back on the show again. And it's always great chatting with you about all things to do with music. And I wish you all the best with the upcoming Pride Rock Festival in, of course, Brighton, London, and Manchester. It all kicks off again at the start of next month and ends at the end of August. So we wish you all luck with that, and we hope we will have you back on the show to promote about the new music, which you kind of teased us earlier on. At the end of the year, that you guys are hoping to get back into the studio and record something. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, no, well, you wrapped it up very nicely. So it's been a pleasure as always to be on the show, and guess I'll see you in Manchester.
Yes, indeed. And if you enjoyed the episode here tonight, make sure to smash the like button, share the video around, tell everybody about my guest James Innes. Let me know about the new intro. Let me know about the new backdrop. Do you like him? Do you like the new logo as well? Let me know now in the comment section below today. And if you're new around here and like the content, I want to see more of these brilliant interviews, including where somebody got a tattoo of my initials and their nipples, then subscribe. It takes 10 seconds or less to do so. And yes, that was a real story that is actually happened on this show, because this show is very unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen on this show. I thought James might have broke out and did something on the show as well, but I'm glad he didn't. He maintained his laughter to a minimum here this evening. But until the next episode, which will be on Wednesday afternoon with a brilliant journalist, I'm going to say, maybe a radio presenter as well, radio personality, called Hannah Campbell, joining us from Alabama. Well, that's when she was working in Alabama. We'll see if she's still in Alabama. Find that out on Wednesday afternoon at same time, same place, 7 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. And until the next episode, see you then, and take care.